Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Prestin Sexton podcast, episode 8 now, isn't it right, Gabriel?
Episode 8, back to back.
Whew. We're filming fresh off seeing, the one, the only, Spider-Man No Way Home. But don't worry, we're not talking about the night. We'll give you guys some time to watch it before we spoil everything for you.
The movie was, quote, the tits.
Very, very much so. But that's all we're going to talk about for Spider-Man today. We want all of y'all to go out there and watch it before we talk about it in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. That's right, weeks. We won't talk about it for a few... We won't talk about it for a few weeks.
Thanos demands your silence.
We want to make sure everyone goes out there and sees it before listening to this episode. We don't want to spoil anything.
No, don't want to ruin it for anyone.
But while we're on, let's go down to today's topic. Today we're going to be discussing the Oscars of the 21st century. But, yeah, you already know what it is. We're going to go to, because the Academy Awards gets it right 100% of the time, correct?
Always, in my opinion. They've never done anything wrong, ever.
Yeah, they just never have... The best movie obviously wins every year.
Well, that's why they knock it out of the park every year. Every freaking year, Preston.
Obvious sarcasm. If that were the case, there wouldn't be an episode on this. So basically, you already know what it is. We're just gonna go over the each. I can't talk. We're gonna go over the best picture winners, the best actress winners, best actor winners, and then if there's anything else we see that catches our eye, we'll talk about that also. But mainly sticking to those three because that's the big three. But if there's anything you see come across that you're just like, how did that not win? Feel free to pick it up, Gabriel. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty tired, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty tired, but you know what? Tough people win. Tough people frickin' win all the time. But I'm going to get right into it. Best Picture 2020 was Nomadland. And this was out of The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of the Chicago 7. Do any of those really jump out at you at all?
No,
me neither.
2020, though, was kind of a weird year for the Academy Awards because movies just weren't being released like they are every other year. Like COVID, that's one thing COVID did was just kill the music or movie industry for that year. Yeah, but just like looking at 2020.
Like, I know these are good movies, but they were movies that I just didn't want to see. I didn't really feel like seeing. I remember seeing Mank. I liked Mank on Netflix with Gary Oldman. I liked that. So should we just hop right into the best picture motion or best picture of the year? Yeah, I can't talk either today. Oh my goodness.
So this 2020 Parasite ended up taking home the Oscar for
See, I'm looking
best
at
picture.
A different one. See, 2020, mine says Nomadland. Mine says 2019. We're just on two different levels here.
Yeah.
But I'll go back here.
That is not... that's the Wikipedia of movies right there. Not a reliable source.
Oh. Okay, so we had Parasite, Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, The Joker. No, not The Joker. Joker. Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've seen a lot of these movies, to be honest with you.
I think I've seen all of them besides Ford versus Ferrari, Little Women, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So. And, to be honest, I'm fine with the winner this year. Parasite was amazing. I think it was kind of everyone's choice to win Best Picture of the Year. But my personal favorite from this list was The Marriage Story. I'm going to be honest, that movie just was great in my opinion. I loved it. But I would probably say Parasite probably should have won that year.
Yeah, I haven't seen Parasite. That's like the one on the list I haven't seen. I've seen 1917, I've seen Marriage Story, I've seen The Irishman, seen Jojo Rabbit, I've seen The Joker, I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I have not seen Little Women, and I have not seen Ford vs. Ferrari either.
Yeah, so it's I'd have to agree with Parasite winning. It was probably the best movie of the group.
Okay.
It just wasn't my favorite movie of the group. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like you... sometimes you know things are really, really good, but you maybe don't like them, but you can understand. It's like the Aaron Rodgers concept. I don't have to like Aaron Rodgers, but I understand he's really good.
Yeah. So you just want to get into best actor in a leading role?
Yeah, I'll take a look at that here.
So this year it was Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, Jonathan Pryce for Two Popes, Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, and DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once again, I 100% agree with this winner.
Yeah.
I didn't really like Joker, the movie, all that much, but Joaquin Phoenix
carried that movie.
Name
another character in that movie besides, like, Robert De Niro. Because, like, when you watch it, I'm like, oh, this is Joaquin Phoenix's story. This isn't anyone else's. It's not like there was really any other side characters, like, when you think about that movie.
Yeah, it's like, who's the other one? Thomas Wayne? I don't even know who played that guy.
He was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry, yeah.
And it's like, so I got to agree with Joaquin Phoenix. If I was to have, like, the runner-up award for this one, it would probably be Adam Driver in Marriage Story.
See, I would say it would be Leonardo Dicaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Leonardo DiCaprio, probably a name we'll be hearing a lot of in this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
So you might want to hop into actresses. So we got Rudy Zellweger.
Renee. For Judy.
And then we got...
I can't speak tonight, man.
Okay, I'll let you name all the names in this one, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I won't be able to pronounce these.
So you had Cynthia Erivo and Harriet, Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story. So you're saying Ronan in Little Women, and Charlize Theron in Bombshell.
My opinion, I'd give it to Marriage Story.
You love Marriage Story.
But I haven't really seen the other films all that much. All I know is that Scarlett Johansson was amazing in that movie.
Probably, I don't know. I really like Marriage Story, but I can see where someone could do a little better. But it's not a bad movie, and Scarlett Johansson in that movie's pretty knockout for the most part. Like, if we're talking home runs, she's hitting one right into the crowd.
Yeah, and it's not like one into the crowd. It's a grand slam, and she bat flips.
Wow.
So I think that's probably all we're going to talk about 2020. Everything else is kind of like... mid. Not mid. Like, they were Oscar winners.
You kept saying it, so now the word mid is just stuck in my mind. So
when I hop right into 2019, I'll continue to read. I'll read the Best Picture ones. You can get to the actors and actresses whenever I won't be able to pronounce their name.
Okay, yeah.
So we got Green Book took home the Oscar for Best Picture, but with the other nominees were A Star Is Born, Black Klansman, Black Panther, Roma, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, and Vice.
I've seen a lot of these movies. Do you know which one I like the best?
Which one?
A Star Is Born. I love that movie, and like I've talked about it before in some of my more underrated movies, but it should be talked about as a classic because, like I said, it's a musical, but it's not a musical, and it's a drama, it's a romance story, and it's sad, and it's really sad.
Okay, so for what I haven't seen Green Book, but for what I heard, it's really good.
Mahershala Ali's great in it.
The movie I'm gonna have to go with on this one is Black Klansman.
I haven't seen it.
I
haven't seen that one.
I enjoyed that movie. Spike Lee did a hell of a job directing. You know, Adam Driver, Sean McTrivick, like
Topher Grace.
Yeah, Topher Grace. I think Jordan Peele was also a part of this. Like, I don't know. I just like the movie. And out of all these, I'd probably say it was my favorite. And something we don't see too often in the Oscars is a comic book movie being nominated.
You know, I like the Black Panther. I think it's a good movie. I do think it's very overrated.
I'd have to agree.
People talk about it like it's... They're like, well, it transcended audiences, and it was so much more than a comic book movie. Yes, I do agree. It's nice to see not the same cookie-cutter mold as a superhero and whatnot, but...
And for me, it was just slow at points.
I do like the overall message is just because something is tradition doesn't mean you have to keep doing it.
I could agree with that. So, best actor that year, you had Rami Malek.
He won.
He won for Bohemian Rhapsody. You had Christian Bale in Vice, Willem Dafoe in At Eternity's Grace, Bradley Cooper in A Star in
At Eternity's Gate. Oh my goodness.
Oh my! I can't talk.
No.
Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born, and then Viggo Mortensen in The Green Book.
Okay.
Like I'm looking at this here. Holy crap! This best actor pool was loaded.
I do believe it's good. Do I think Rami Malek should have won? No. I don't. I think him as Freddie Mercury is pretty great. It is really hard for me to give him the Oscar playing a guy, like he doesn't sing in there.
Yeah.
And that doesn't put Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born above for me. I just don't think he should have won. I think Christian Bale should have for Vice.
I'm kind of pulling for Viggo Mortensen.
He was good in The Green Book. He was, dare I say, great
for
in The
what
Green
I
Book.
heard is that people are like, okay, Rami Malek, yeah, he was good, but like I kind of have the same issue with it. When I saw Bohemian Rhapsody first, it's like really good performance, but he didn't sing.
And that shouldn't like detract you, in my opinion. It should be on your performance. And I think his performance is really good. I just don't think it's on par with the rest of them, and I don't think he should have won.
Yeah, and it's like, but when you look at it, like in all the other portrayals of like singers, they usually sing because I'm pretty sure
Jamie Foxx
sang in Ray. I'm pretty sure Joaquin Phoenix sang in the Johnny Cash movie.
Yep.
It's like, so I don't know, just him not singing, it's kind of like, okay, that kind of notch
takes away. I would agree.
So you say Christian Bale, and I go with Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, I think Christian Bale in Vice is almost unrecognizable because he fits the role so well.
Was that the one where he like slimmed down to like?
No, he fattened up.
Oh, that's the one he fattened up for.
Yeah,
okay.
He got fat to play Bush's vice president, Dick Cheney.
So that's dedication to a role right there.
And that's why I'm saying, I'm like, well, Rami Malek's really good in Bohemian Rhapsody. I just can't say he was the best that year. I just can't.
Okay, do you want to do Best Actress?
Yeah, because I'll try with some of these names, folks. So you have Olivia Colman in The Favorite. She won. Alicia Aparicio in Roma. I believe that's got to be a foreign movie, I would have to assume.
I think that was a civil rights movie.
Was it?
Let me check for you.
I'll get through these names here real quick. You have Glenn Close in The Wife, Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born, Melissa McCarthy in Can You Ever Forgive Me?
No, I was wrong. It's a foreign movie.
Why do you? Mexico. I'm always right. I'm always right. Why do you test me?
You know what?
Don't test me, Preston.
Just keep going. So I'm gonna be honest here. Lady Gaga.
A Star Is Born is
probably should have been Best Actress. Like, you gave it to Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody for playing a character that doesn't sing in the movie. And Lady Gaga played a character and does sing in the movie and sing at a super high level because it's Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I can't name a single thing that woman does that isn't good. She rocks. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a big Lady Gaga fan. Massive fan. I think she's pretty awesome. She kicks ass in this movie, and I don't know. I've not seen The Favorite, so
yeah, I haven't either.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen Roma. I have seen The Wife, and Glenn Close is good in it. I don't know enough to be like, well, this is the definitive winner for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
for the info that I have on it, I think Lady Gaga should probably have won the Oscar.
That is, if anyone's looking for a last-ditch birthday gift, I would love to have a copy of that movie because I cannot find it anywhere.
And then I do want to go by Best Actor in a Supporting Role because
some pretty big names on here.
Mahershala Ali, Richard E. Grant, Sam Rockwell, Sam Elliott, and Adam Driver.
Yeah, I this is one I think they nailed right on the head. Mahershala Ali in Green Book is, well, let's just say if Mahershala Ali, his acting is really nice. He's pretty good at his job.
I was about to say, the only thing I might counter with is Adam Driver in Black Klansman.
I can
But like
see
that,
it.
for that, me, that's just a toss-up. I'd probably give the nod to Ali, but I just want to just state that Adam Driver is like right there with him.
I would like to make mention too of the best animated films for 2018. This was a pretty kick-ass year. So you
Would
have
that have been Spider-Verse?
Yeah, you have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 1, Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs. I love Isle of Dogs.
Haven't seen that one.
It's on Netflix. You should watch it. I hate Ralph Breaks the Internet. Hate this movie.
I don't like it either.
I can't stand watching
Tell
it.
me that movie's not just an animated commercial.
Oh, it's so gross. The product placement for Disney makes me just want to vomit.
But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Incredibles 2, loved them both.
Incredibles 2 is good. Isle of Dogs is better.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but Spider-Verse, pretty much the obvious winner here. Like, definitely should have won.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, you could still feel, well, we watched the movie today. You are still feeling some impact.
Second best Spider-Man movie now.
Wow.
I have a new favorite, boys and girls. But I'm not going to say anything
You're like,
else.
mainly just boys. You're like, ease up on the girls part.
So you just want to hop right into 2018?
Yeah, let's talk about 2018.
2018 Best Picture winners. You got The Shape of Water, Call Me By Your Name, Dunkirk, Finest Hours, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, and 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Great movie.
I'm not gonna lie, seems like this is kind of a weaker year.
Yeah, I think Dunkirk is a really good Christopher Nolan movie. Don't love it. I don't love it. I think it's really good. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can put myself into pick a Best Picture winner this year because I just don't know.
I think the Shape of Water. I've seen The Shape of Water. It's very good. It's very odd, but yeah, most of these movies, I'm like, okay, Lady Bird's really good. They're all really good, but there's none that I feel like are great.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen any of these.
Really?
I've been wanting to see Dunkirk. I've been wanting to see Lady Bird. I've been wanting to see Get Out. And then 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri is another one I've wanted to see. But I haven't seen any of them. So I guess I really don't have an opinion.
2017 does feel like a weak year. Like, okay, and let's look at the best animated. I always like to look at the animated ones because I love that. You have Coco 1, and here was the other ones was Boss Baby. Not a fan. The Breadwinner, Ferdinand with John Cena, Losing Vincent. I like Losing Vincent actually.
Again,
or Loving Vincent, not Losing Vincent.
Kind of a weak year.
Yeah, there's just nothing here. Like Call Me by Your Name is good. I don't love it. Darkest Hour is okay. I think it's just okay. Dunkirk is overrated. Get Out is kind of overrated. Lady Bird's good. Phantom Thread, haven't seen it. The Post is bad. I will go to my grave saying The Post is Oscar bait. Nothing more, nothing less. It's got...
And Oscar bait is a thing. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
There are movies that only seem the Academy likes.
I agree, because I think...
Like, I get a feeling that something is just missing this year. Like, there's definitely a movie that came out that just didn't get nominated.
Well, it's funny because the year before that is actually... it's a pretty baller year. The next one, 2017 for you, but 2016 for me is arguably like a really strong year when you look at it.
And yeah, I mean, just kind of highlighting the best actor performances. I mean, you got some pretty top-notch actors here. I mean, you have Gary Oldman, who won. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Daniel Day-Lewis in any role he has is going to be good.
It's pretty darn good.
Denzel, like, it's probably good in whatever movie he did that year. And then Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Or Chalamet, yeah.
Chalamet.
And even the best actresses were loaded. Frances McDormand.
Mm-hmm.
Margot Robbie. Sally Hawkins. And Meryl Streep. Like, holy crap.
It's just not, like, these are some pretty big name actresses and actors, but when they come to your mind, do these movies stick out in your mind of like, oh, well, that's a Daniel Day-Lewis movie? No.
I will say one thing I am very happy to see is that Sam Rockwell did win an Oscar this year.
Sam Rockwell does kick ass.
I love
officially.
Sam Rockwell.
I agree.
So should we just hop right into 2017?
Yeah, just because I
don't have an opinion.
I don't love that year. I just don't like it. This is a good year. I was telling you, this is a good year.
So, for the Best Picture nominees, we had Moonlight take the win, Arrival,
Dramatic fashion, if you remember.
Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hidden Figures, Hell or High Water, La La Land, Lion, and Manchester by the Sea. So, I'm going to hop in right this year. Hacksaw Ridge should have won.
Nope, I disagree. Moonlight is a great movie.
I think it's a great movie, but I liked Hacksaw Ridge just a little bit more.
You may have liked it, but Moonlight is objectively better. I've seen Hacksaw Ridge. Don't get me wrong. I love war movies. Top 10, top 5.
In my opinion, it's the best sport movie.
I don't know. Saving Private Ryan's pretty good. It's pretty hard to top that.
I loved Hacksaw Ridge.
Moonlight's better. I will go to my grave. I remember watching that. It was a time in my life where things maybe didn't go my way very much. It was a very tender movie, and I remember sitting there like, this is pretty damn good. And Mahershala Ali in that movie is in there for a third of the movie. That's it.
That was one thing I really enjoyed about the movie, is that it managed to capture, there was a best actor. You could have had 2 best actor and a leading role nominees.
Could have.
The kid in that did amazing. And Mahershala Ali did amazing in the movie.
Yeah, that's why I refuse to say that.
It's like, I watched it in film studies.
Yes.
And yeah, I very much enjoyed it. But for me, this is like putting a 9 against the 9.1. And I just have Hacksaw Ridge as the 9.1.
I like Hacksaw Ridge. I just don't think it's better than Moonlight. I just don't.
And then best performer by an actor in a leading role. I'm sorry. This was complete, utter bullshit.
I think it should have been Andrew Garfield, too.
It should have been Garfield or Viggo Mortensen.
Captain Fantastic isn't as great as...
I really enjoyed Captain Fantastic, but Andrew Garfield should have won.
Andrew Garfield should have won.
Andrew Garfield
he was great.
Andrew Garfield has 0 Oscars at the moment, but he should have 2.
He was pretty damn good in this movie.
Yeah. And then best actor and actress in a leading role. I agree. Emma Stone in La La Land. Can't really disagree with that all that much.
I do like that movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. La La Land.
I haven't, but I can respect it.
I like it. I've seen it once. I like the ending, actually. I won't tell you the ending. I won't spoil it for you.
And then best actor in a supporting role. Agree with this one. Mahershala Ali, Moonlight. Can't disagree. And what was your animated movies that year?
So you had Zootopia 2016, Kubo and Two Strings, Moana, My Life is a Zucchini, which was from Switzerland. Never saw it. The Red Turtle. I never watched that one. Zootopia won over Moana, and that's shocking to me.
I disagree. I 100% agree Moana should have won.
Moana should have won. And that's not because it's Disney, it's mainstream, but Moana is... I've seen Zootopia. I like them both. Moana is a much better film.
It's like Zootopia is funnier, but Moana's better.
Moana you could put on for someone age 60 or age 4, and they're going to love this movie.
Zootopia is kind of like one audience there.
Yeah, I don't love Zootopia. I think that's one of the more overrated movies of our lifetime was Zootopia. I remember when people watching that and talking about it. I never saw it. I still don't see what the whole hype around it is.
I agree. Moana should have won that year.
I love Moana. I'm a grown-ass man. I love Moana.
So 2016, this year had your favorite film. Mad Max Fury Road.
Overrated as hell.
So the winner of this year was Spotlight. And then the other nominees were Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Big Short, Room, The Martian, and The Revenant.
I've seen most of these.
You're going to hate me for this, but if we're just going on like cultural impact, Mad Max Fury Road is probably going to be probably should have won.
No.
Like, you hate this movie?
I don't
but
hate
everyone
it.
else
It's so overrated.
But everyone else that I see love this movie.
No, it's so... People have fooled themselves into thinking this movie is so bad it's good. And Tom Hardy has said the same thing. He's like, I don't understand why people like this movie.
In my opinion, it should have been Mad Max or The Revenant.
See, now The Revenant... Here's my one thing. The Revenant can be a bit of a snoozer at times. But the overall journey of, like, this man was basically living on spite alone. Great. You ever seen The Big Short?
I haven't.
It's got Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell,
Brad Pitt, it looks like.
Brad Pitt. Who am I missing? Christian Bale? I'm missing one guy. I can't think of who it is.
And I'm looking. The Martian. Heard that was also really good. I haven't seen it yet.
You would like The Martian.
But it's by Ridley Scott, so it's bound to be good.
It's really good. Yeah, I think you would like that for sure. There's a couple of them I'm looking at here.
And then I'm looking at Best Actor. I agree with the winner. It was DiCaprio. With the other ones being Bryan Cranston, Eddie Redmayne, Matt Damon, and Michael Fassbender. Like, I can agree with DiCaprio. I think everyone is like, if this is the year DiCaprio doesn't win his first Oscar, I think people were actually going to burn down the Academy.
I do agree. Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie, like, Tom Hardy's in that movie, but DiCaprio steals the show. He really does.
And then Best Actress, I can agree with it, Brie Larson.
I've never seen that movie.
I haven't seen it either, but
you just agree with it?
But for at word of ear is that she was the rightful winner that year.
Okay.
But I mean, Cate Blanchett and Jennifer Lawrence also one hell of an actress for each of them. Like, they're both amazing. And then, what were your best animated pictures that year?
So you had Inside Out, which won. Anomalisa, Boy in the World, Shaun the Sheep, when Mamie was there.
I'd have to agree with Inside Out because I've never
I've
really
seen
heard of the
Shaun
other
Sheep.
ones.
They're all foreign, and maybe that's on me for not expanding my horizons, but, you know, I feel like it takes away from a movie to have to read it, you know?
Yeah, I 100% agree.
And, like, I don't want to dub it either because I think that's not right.
Yeah.
I think you're taking away. So you know what? It's meant for people, and it's just...
It's like,
not my thing.
I'm fine with Inside Out that year. It was a great message behind it, too.
I agree. 2015.
Ooh, 2015.
Did anything really stick out to you here?
Ooh, yes.
Really? Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it?
I'll read it. Birdman. You had The Birdman, which won. You had American Sniper, Boyhood, Selma, which was amazing, The Grand Budapest Hotel, which was really good, The Intimidation Game.
Imitation,
yeah. Which is my favorite film on here. The Theory of Everything, which was really good, and Whiplash. But, I'm going to say it, Birdman should have won.
Well, you agree with what they picked?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen...
I'm just gonna read this on you. Okay, so it's about a retired superhero
I know the plot
coming back.
It's Michael Keaton, yeah.
And it's like who better to play that part than Michael Keaton, the retired superhero? But I would also have to say I love The Imitation Game.
Yeah, I just haven't seen a lot of these. I'm like looking at them like I feel like an idiot because I just haven't seen them.
And then I'm looking at Best Actor in a Leading Role. I think Michael Keaton should have won this one also.
So have Eddie Redmayne in The Theory of Everything.
Ooh, that's kind of hard though, because he did play a cripple that can't
Stephen
talk.
Hawking. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
And then Whiplash, J.K. Simmons winning for Best Supporting Actor. I can agree with that. Other than that, what do you have your Best Animated Picture for that year?
So you have Big Hero 6, The Box Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Song of the Sea, The Tale of Princess Kaguya. I've seen a couple of these. I haven't seen The Box Trolls. Big Hero 6 is good.
For what I've kind of
like
heard on just Impact, Big Hero 6 probably should have won also that year.
I would agree that it should win, did win, whatever. Not much to really go on about it,
Oh, yeah. So, 2014.
This is a good year for films. Great year.
Oh, my Lord. And I know might strike a few nerves here. 12 Years a Slave was the winner. American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, in The Wolf of Wall Street. I don't care what anyone says. The right movie won.
Haven't seen it. I have not seen it. I hated American Hustle because it had Jeremy Renner, Jennifer Lawrence. I feel like Bradley Cooper was in that movie. Hated that movie. Did not like that movie. Slept through the whole thing. Hated it.
But Captain Phillips, seen it. It's really good.
Pretty good.
Haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club. Gravity, saw it. It's not that special. I don't really care what anyone says. I didn't like it.
I think that one's overrated. It was really overrated at the time.
Her, it's pretty good.
Her's great.
Haven't seen Nebraska. Haven't seen Philomena. In The Wolf of Wall Street, pretty good.
You can't be a man and not watch The Wolf of Wall Street.
But 12 Years a Slave, I don't care what anyone says, is the best movie by far that year.
Funny story, I watched The Wolf of Wall Street with my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandpa, and my grandma all in the same room.
So I'm going to be honest. The first time I watched it, it was also with my parents. My dad rented it, not really knowing much about it. Mm-hmm. And we got about 10 minutes into it, and my mom made us turn it off, and we didn't finish.
My God. Did you ever watch it all the way through?
Yes, I've seen it.
Good.
I've seen it all the way through twice now.
Thank God. Yeah, I had to watch that with my grandparents sitting there. And I was like 13, maybe at the time.
It's like, oh, that's a guy snorting coke from a woman's butt.
The hot candle wax, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, is anyone else seeing this besides me? Oh my heavens. I never wanted to be out of a room faster than I did in that moment. Never ever.
But I'm going to be honest, 12 Years a Slave, to this day, still one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think you understand how much I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't enjoy it. I loved it. I wouldn't say enjoyed because there is a lot of slaves being whipped and shit like that.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't say I enjoyed it.
Can't really say that, I suppose.
Best performance by an actor in a leading role. Don't care. It's bullshit. Shitwell Ejiofor.
Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
My mom was an English major, so pronunciations are.
I'm sorry, he should have won. It's complete BS. He didn't.
McConaughey. This is what launched his career. It feels like though McConaughey.
Interstellar.
You could say Interstellar, but you can't talk about Matthew McConaughey without realizing that he went from being a rom-com joke to A-list actor.
Yeah, but I don't care what anyone says. Leo was not snubbed this year.
He's great in that though.
Ejiofor was snubbed. Because Ejiofor was by far the best actor in this group. had the best performance. And I don't care what anyone says.
Debatable.
Ejiofor put on one of the best acting performances I've ever seen in one of the best movies I've ever seen.
That's all I'll say. That's all I have to say.
Don't really have an opinion on Best Actress that year, as I haven't really...
Blue Jasmine, American Hustle, Gravity, Philomena, Augustine. I've seen only a couple.
Yeah.
Augustine Osage County is
And for what I've seen, that the best actor in a supporting role should have went to. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name. Barkhad Abdi. He was really good in Captain Phillips.
He'd never acted before.
Yeah, and this was his first performance, and
Yeah.
he got a best actor in a supporting role nomination. I have to give it to him. In my opinion, he was the best that year for what I've seen.
That's all I'll say.
I agree with
Haven't
best
seen it.
actress in a supporting role.
Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, none of these sticking out to me too much for movies that I've seen or movies I've heard about.
And Lupita Nyong'o was great in 12 Years a Slave.
You have to assume.
What was your best animated feature?
This is a fun year. You had Frozen, The Croods, Despicable Me 2, Ernest and Celestine, and The Wind Rises.
And I'm going to assume Frozen won.
Frozen 1, yeah.
Rightfully so, probably.
I hate to agree. Frozen had such a cultural impact. It really did bring Disney out from the gutter. Like, you think about, like, Disney is in its like second or third prime right now, right?
Yeah, and this was a Disney Animation Studios movie, not Pixar, right?
Yeah, because they sang.
Yeah,
they did sing "Let It Go," you know.
Oh, never heard the song before. Sing it.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine being at a college party, turn it up, and "Let It Go" comes on? The women would push us out of the way. It would be insane.
And then I'm looking at the Kroogs. Wasn't that great?
Wasn't that great?
Despicable Me was not Despicable Me 1.
Good way to describe it. I like that. It wasn't Despicable Me 1. Yeah, Frozen, it's hard to deny. Like, actually, that's something I really like to think about is that's really what launched Disney back to being Disney again.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, you think about when did Disney really start to get back to... Because they had a lot... They were a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's like,
early
why
2000s.
do you think they kept popping up Pixar movies?
Like, you think about the 90s. The 90s they ran. Early 2000s through about... Up until Frozen. Name a good Disney movie. Princess and the Frog is good. That's it. That is the only one.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you. In hopping into the 2013 Academy Awards, I have more strong feelings. Because, I mean, Django probably should have won.
No, that's not even... It's not even... this is one of the only ones... I've seen all of these movies.
Which one would you have to say?
Life of Pi.
See, now, I didn't like Life of Pi all that much because I read the book and it kind of, like... didn't hold up all that much to me. Like, you know how that kind of gets, like, you read the book and you watch the movie, it's like,
not the same.
That's kind of lackluster. Like, so your Life of Pi, I'm Django. I just think on cultural impact and, like, relevance today that Django was probably the best out of these, or holds up the most.
I have a running theory that the Academy hates Quentin Tarantino. They hate him.
I'm going to be honest, as bad as it sounds, for like what I've been seeing these last few years is that they didn't like movies with a black lead.
Yeah. Yeah, I
up until what, Moonlight? Like, has that really been the only one we've seen win Best Picture?
Pretty much. Beasts of the Southern Wild is along the same lines too.
But it's like nothing post Moonlight.
No.
And it's like...
And you could say Green Book was that is a black movie in a way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say like,
It's
there's white movies and then there's black movies, but there are certainly movies.
We're talking about representation here.
Yep.
And it's like, in my opinion, Django should have won.
I disagree. I think Life of Pi, to me, I can remember being 11 or 12, and we had a Valentine's Day dance at school. No one wanted to dance with me, of course. But I remember going out, and this was when we were really poor, but I remember going out to eat at Julie's across the street. My mom's name is Julie, fun fact. And back when the mall theater was still here, Preston, we went and saw that for $2 each person. And I remember thinking this is going to be a dumb movie, and I wasn't going to like it. Being 12, I'm like, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen before. Another one I would like to add to my collection.
And I'm just going to highlight, we haven't actually gone over like what films were nominated and won. Argo was the winner for that year.
It's okay.
Amour, I think is how you say it.
Yep.
Then you have Beasts of the Southern Wild, Django Unchained, Les Miserables, or Les Miserables.
Oscar bait.
I liked it. Don't care what anyone says. The Life of Pi, Lincoln, which was really good. Silver Linings Playbook, pretty good.
Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30, haven't seen it. Heard it's really good.
It's pretty good.
But I'd have to say, out of all the ones I've seen on this list, I'd have to say Django probably should have won.
I don't like Argo. I don't like the movie. I think it's kind of stupid. I just think it's overall kind of stupid. Lincoln's good, but it's kind of a slog.
I have to agree, but it was a really good acting performance.
That's the thing. Sometimes movies are good, and you can tell these are really good performances. Doesn't make it interesting.
Doesn't make it a good movie.
Nope. Like the same thing with the Joker.
Yeah.
Or Joker. I always want to say
Joker.
Just Joker.
And I haven't looked yet, but I'm gonna probably say Day-Lewis won this year.
I would assume he did. What do you know? He did. What do you know? A Camino
And I
saber.
just want to point out, are you telling me Jamie Foxx didn't deserve a nominee here?
He didn't get a nomination. I will say this: Silver Linings Playbook, so overhyped.
It's good, but it's overhyped.
I don't like it. I think it's just not a good movie.
And I almost have to agree with the win here. Oscar win. Like, I did like Les Miserables, or Miserables, however the hell you say it.
Les Miserables.
My French ancestors would be ashamed of me.
Je suis pas doux, Preston.
And, like, I could see Hugh Jackman making a case here. Because, I mean, he did a really good job in that movie.
He's a triple threat. He can sing, he can dance, and he can act.
Yeah, but I could see Day-Lewis. I'd probably be lean toward more Jackman, but I'm 100% fine with Day-Lewis winning this year.
That's fine.
Best Actress, 100% agree. Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, just an impact alone, I'd have to say she probably should have won.
That's probably true.
Best Actor in a Supporting Role. They made sure that Christopher Waltz was nominated for this one, but like I said, where's Jamie Foxx?
I would agree, though, Best Supporting Actor. I'm kind of shocked Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't nominated at all.
Yeah, me too, but I'd have to say Christopher Waltz was great in this movie. I agree with the win.
I do
And
agree.
he did a better job than DiCaprio in it. Like, he outacted DiCaprio in it.
And that's hard to do.
And then Jamie Foxx managed to outact both of them.
Jamie Foxx, that guy, he's just cool. I've never seen it. Like, there's this show on Fox, I think it's called Shazam, Beat Shazam, and he's the host. Like, he's a game show host. Amazing. Like, he just seems like he'd be fun to have a beer with.
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. When you think of cool, it's Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, like, he just has swag, man. I say that unironically. Jamie Foxx.
That guy doesn't have swag. He is swag.
He is swag. I've never seen a person on screen where I'm like, this guy is so cool.
And then Best Actress in a Supporting Role, 100% agree with it. Anne Hathaway, Les Miserables,
yep.
Miserables, whatever the hell you...
Oh my goodness.
Les Mis. I'm just going to call it Les Mis.
I'm pounding my head at the table just for you.
But it's like, I just hate this. Like, hate that Django didn't win that year. Because they're like, ooh, best writing and original screenplay, but it's not the best movie. What?
I think it's really good. I just don't like it.
It's like, you can't tell me Django is worse than Argo.
I shouldn't say I don't like it. I don't like that it didn't win. I don't want to say I dislike the movie. I love the movie. Love it. Do you want to know what the animated features were?
Yes.
So you have Brave, Mid, Frankenweenie, good. Paranorman, didn't see. The Pirates, Band of Misfits, Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph should have won. I hate Ralph Wrecks the Internet. I hate that movie. I liked Wreck-It Ralph. I do. I think they started off really good.
Like with all
horrible sequel.
With all Pixar movies, they have good stories behind them.
I don't like Brave. I really don't like Brave.
I didn't mind it. It was just okay to me.
It's kind of mid.
I haven't seen The Pirates, but I know it has a kind of a cult following.
Okay, all right. If you agree with it, then.
But I'd have to say, yeah, Wreck-It Ralph probably should have won. Let's hop right into 2012. The Artist won Best Picture.
That was a foreign movie.
Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Descendants, The Help, The Tree of Life, and Warhorse.
I haven't seen The Artist.
I haven't seen The Artist, but for like all the movies I've seen on this, I'd have to give it to Moneyball, because everything else here is just kind of like, I haven't really.
I like Midnight in Paris.
You did like Midnight in Paris?
I believe, yeah, because it's like he goes and he ventures. If I'm thinking of the right movie, I'm just going to punch in the plot because I could be thinking of something else. Yeah, it's with Owen Wilson, and he basically, he goes back in time when he dreams, and he meets all these ancient artists. It's really neat. I don't want to try and take away by describing it. But I do like that movie. Nice feel-good movie.
It's like, this is a year I can't really put myself to have much of an opinion on it because I've only seen 3 movies on this list.
Okay.
I've seen Hugo, I've seen Moneyball, and I've seen Warhorse. And honestly, Warhorse was just lacked something. It just lacked in one area. Moneyball, I really enjoy Moneyball.
That is a nerd, sports nerds.
I'm a baseball stat nerd, so of course I'm gonna love Moneyball.
Billy Bean. He's like, all hail Billy Bean, all hail Billy Bean, all hail Billy Bean.
All hail Scott Hatterberg. All hail Scott Hatterberg.
That's a total like guy movie. You talk about like movies you have to watch if you're a guy.
Yeah. That's
up there. Moneyball's up there.
Best actor. I'll let you say his name. Won for The Artist.
Jean Dujardin.
And then.
Or Jean Dujardin, perhaps.
Yeah, it's like I said, for me it's just hard to have an opinion on this because I haven't seen The Artist. So it's kind of hard for me to go like, oh yeah, Moneyball should have won because I haven't seen The Artist.
Not a lot going on for me for actresses.
There's not just a lot of me.
I think it should have been Viola Davis in The Help. You talk about movies that still stick with you 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
The Help for sure. No question.
Okay. And then what was the animated for that one?
So you had Rango, A Cat in Paris, Chico and Rita, Kung Fu Panda 2, Puss in Boots.
Weak year. Kung Fu Panda is better than Rango.
Rango has certainly had a cult following through the years. I don't
think you understand how much I hate Rango.
How can you hate Rango?
I don't like it.
I remember going to see that movie in the theater. See, here's the thing. Some of these movies have such a special place in my heart because I can remember when we were poor, my mom would be like, you know what? Special treat for you today. We're going to go see Rango. I want to go see Rango. I like Johnny Depp.
It's like, I just don't like the movie.
Well, I don't like you for not liking it.
Like, I'd have to say Kung Fu Panda 2 should have won, even though it's not that great a movie, but it's like everything else that year is just lacking, it seems.
Maybe.
2011. The Best Picture winner was The King's Speech, and the nominees were 127 Hours, Black Swan, Inception, The Fighter, The Kids Are All Right, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, and Winter's Bone.
Talk about some
This was a good year.
This was a really good year. This was, I don't know. Like, you talk about movies that still stick with you. There isn't one on here where we still don't talk about. Like, True Grit, maybe. But True Grit, I love True Grit.
It's like, if we're being honest, I think they probably chose the least, in my opinion, the weakest of the bunch.
See, I think it's a good, objectively good movie.
It's like 127 hours, great. Black Swan, good. Inception, amazing. The Fighter, good. The Social Network,
overrated.
Great.
Overrated.
Great.
Overrated.
Great.
So, it's so
Toy
overrated.
Story 3, great. It's like, I'd have to say Inception should have won.
There's not, like, it's very visually amazing, but there's not a lot of substance in that movie. Like, what are they doing that for? What's the point?
Oh, bro, I just had it in my mind. I know what they were doing it for, but I just kind of...
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're trying to plant a thought in someone's head. Do you remember what the thought was, even? There's just not a lot going on.
Yes, they were trying to implement that guy's a memory in his mind that would give... that I think it was an inheritance. To give an inheritance to his son.
Overrated movie. Very cool. Very good movie. Won't say too much about it, but people talk about it like it's a mind-bending movie. I'm like, yeah, kinda.
In my opinion, it's the best movie on this list. And then I'd follow it up with The Social Network and then Toy Story 3.
I don't like Toy Story 3. I don't like it.
Really?
Don't like it. Nope. Don't like it.
Really?
Nope. I just don't care for it. Something about it. Don't like it. That's all I'll say.
And then I will say one thing. If Natalie Portman did not win the Best Actress, wasn't the Best Actress winner this year, I am going to riot.
Yeah, he was... Shoot, the Black Swan you talk about is...
great.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Best Actor in a Leading Role. I 100% disagree with this winner, Colin Firth in The King's Speech. I'd give it to James Franco at 127 hours.
I would too, actually, just because it's him. This movie based pretty much all on him.
Yeah. And then you got Javier Bardem in Beautiful, Jeff Bridges in True Grit, and Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network. I'd go Franco, Eisenberg, Firth, Bridges, Bardem.
That's fair. That's all I'll say with that. I'll just say that's fair.
And then, as she should have, Natalie Portman won for Black Swan. And then, I kind of have a strong opinion in Best Supporting Actor. I think Jeremy Renner should have won in The Town.
No.
I think he was the best part in that movie, and I like that movie. And I'd have to say, Jeremy Renner probably should have won, in my opinion.
No. Christian Bale in The Fighter is really good.
I agree, but I just love Jeremy Renner in that movie.
Well, I like Christian Bale better in The Fighter. So screw you,
hey,
Preston.
That's your opinion.
That's just your opinion, man.
Should we hop right into 2010?
Yeah, that'll be our last one, isn't it?
Yep, last one for this decade. And yes, there will be a part 2 coming soon. So, for 2010, the Best Picture winner was The Hurt Locker. And then the nominations were A Serious Man, An Education, Avatar, District 9, Inglourious Bastards, Precious, The Blind Side, Up, and Up in Air. And I'll let it be known, Inglourious Bastards should have won.
There is a couple movies on here I think
are way better.
Really overrated.
Oh, there's a
That
few
shouldn't
movies
even be
I think that are
nominated.
better than The Hurt Locker, and those two would be Precious and Up.
Yeah, I think Precious is really good. Pushed by Sapphire is... Well, that's just a cultural event you get to experience. The Blind Side is good. Do I think it's nominee
Best
worthy?
Picture nomination? No.
Great movie. Don't think it's that good. I hate District 9. I don't think it's a good movie. I hate it.
I haven't seen District 9.
It's so bad. Do
And it's
not
like,
watch
I
it.
know your opinion on Avatar.
Avatar is so overrated. So overrated.
It's like, I would usually agree with The Hurt Locker, but I just think Inglourious Basterds not winning is almost like criminal.
I do have to say, I watched about half that movie and I fell asleep during the other half.
Really?
Not on purpose.
Bro, what's up with you falling asleep during good movies?
It's just a thing, man.
Like, how do you fall asleep during Thor Ragnarok?
I'm sleepy. Sometimes I get sleepy.
Best performance by an actor in a leading role. Jeff Bridges won for Crazy Heart. Colin Firth was a nominee. George Clooney was a nominee. Jeremy Renner was a nominee. And Morgan Freeman was a nominee. I have to say, Jeremy Renner probably should have won this one also.
I don't think Morgan Freeman should have been nominated for this one in Invictus, but I think he would have been better in as a supporting actor.
Like, I would have swapped Morgan Freeman's nomination
For Matt Damon's.
for Brad Pitt.
For Brad Pitt in
Inglourious Basterds.
Here's my thing. They have Matt Damon in Invictus listed as a supporting actor. Does he feel like a supporting actor in that movie?
They're kind of two leading actors, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still take Brad Pitt over both of them.
All right.
And then I'm saying Renner should have won for probably should have won Best Actor this year for The Hurt Locker. Because in my opinion, he's the best performance out of all of these. And this is coming from a guy who likes Jeff Bridges.
Fair enough.
And then, I'm sorry, Best Actress in a Leading Role. I'm gonna bomb her name.
Do you want me to say it?
Yes.
Gabori Sidibe.
Probably should have won for Precious, if we're being honest.
All right.
Yeah, over Sandra Bullock's, yeah.
All right.
Like, I haven't seen Precious, but for what I've heard about it, it's one of the best acting performances of the decade.
Okay.
And I heard it's kind of an unpopular opinion that Sandra Bullock should have won over her that year.
Whatever you say, man.
Okay, so who do you have? What were the nominees for Best Picture Animation? I'm gonna assume Up was the winner because it was
Up
a Best
won.
Picture nominee.
You had Up winning, Coraline, Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Princess and the Frog, The Secret of Kells. I never watched Secret of Kells.
Good year though.
This is a pretty good year. Princess and the Frog, we talked about a little earlier, being like one of Disney's few gems of the early 2000s or 2000s to 2010s.
Yeah.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is really good.
But then when you look at it with like Disney putting out a really good animated movie, it's still nowhere close to Up.
Up is, talk about like one of the saddest movies of our generations, or just saddest opening to a movie in our generation.
Yeah.
That's got to be up there. It's got to be number one.
It's like, in my opinion, Up is like one of the peak Pixar movies of all time.
Top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not 5.
I'd make a case for top 3.
I would say so. I'd have to look at a list.
Yeah.
I do love The
It's
Incredibles.
like, I would have The
I
Incredibles
think I
over
would
it.
put Incredibles number 2, and then I put Ratatouille at 1.
Wait, I thought you said Incredibles 2. I was like,
No,
what?
no. The first Incredibles at number 2, and then Ratatouille at 1.
I'm trying to think of all the Pixar movies.
All you need to know is Ratatouille's number 1.
I disagree. I'd have Up over Ratatouille.
Ratatouille mops the floor with Up. It's not even close.
Oh, I feel some some anger coming off your body.
Don't test
right
me.
now.
Don't test me, Preston. Don't test me. I will go to my grave fighting for Ratatouille.
I'd still take Up over it.
Well, I'd take Ratatouille over you.
Oof.
Oof, yeah. Yeah, how do you feel now? How do you feel?
All right, Gabe, now that we're pretty much finished now with talking about Oscars of the 2010s, do you have a movie recommendation for today's movie recommendation?
Today's movie recommendation Well, I would say you would have to go watch The Life of Pi. I know we talked about it. I always like to keep in theme with our episode,
Yeah.
and that's a movie that, I don't know, you talk about just kind of changes you. Like, you're kind of moldable when you're 12 or whatever age I was when I went and saw it. But that movie, it sticks out in my mind, just of a life journey. How do you cope with life?
Okay, so I'll stick to the tune of like movies that we talked about briefly. Now I'm going to recommend Captain Fantastic. Love the movie. Viggo Mortensen's great in it. And it's kind of a movie that doesn't seem to be talked about enough. And Viggo's great in it. The story behind it's great. Pretty heartwarming. And it's just my nomination for the day.
All right. Well, I think that means I get to do the outro.
Oh.
But before we leave, don't think I didn't forget your Christmas present. I'm getting up, folks. That's the noise you're hearing.
He goes to the bag. He opens the bag.
All right.
He takes something out of the bag.
I like to keep in theme. Sir Preston, this is your Christmas gift.
Oh, you
from
can't
me-
do this.
From me to you.
National Lampoons.
Say what it is. Say what it is.
It's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yep, that is for you to watch before Christmas season. I was absolutely shook you had not seen it.
I have a. Why do you have to do this to me?
Some kind of a dick.
I didn't get you anything because I didn't know we were doing that.
No, I just wanted to surprise you. It's all cool. That's a movie that watch it. Best Christmas movie ever. Goated
Okay.
of all time.
Note taken. I'll make sure to watch it.
Yup. Tell you, it's the best. There's no character in there that you can't apply to your own life.
Make me look bad.
Right.
I didn't get you anything yet.
Oh, you guessed it. Line from that movie.
Keyword yet.
Yes. All right. Well, I think.
Because the funny part is I was going to get you a movie also.
Was
I just
it?
haven't bought it yet. And it's a surprise.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Yeah.
Please don't give me Mad Max Fury Road. I will literally wipe my ass with that disc. You're like, why doesn't it work? I'm like, because it's got shit smeared on it. Because it's from my ass.
No, this is a different movie.
All right. Well, with that, be sure to like and subscribe to Prestin Sexton. Catch us on Spotify. Preston, you got anything to say?
Yes,
Closing out?
folks, remember, we gotta get Gabe on TikTok doing the WAP. 100
I'll do it.
viewers on an episode. That's all we need.
I said I'll
Make
do
sure
it.
you share this episode with all your friends.
Or don't.
No,
Do that.
Don't listen to Gabe.
You should listen to me. I'm always right.
No, not in this case.
Oh. All right.
But yeah, just share this episode with your friends. Help us grow a little bit. Who knows? Maybe if we get enough viewers at some point in our life, we might be able to make a little bit of moolah off of this.
Hopefully. I would love to retire from calling sports games to talking about movies. For this one. Well, this is Gabriel Sexton saying good night and good luck.